Have you ever felt that some ancient legends are not just stories, but forgotten memories of our planet? What if I told you that the legendary serpent Vasuki, the one wrapped around the Lord Shiva's neck, the one who helped churn the cosmetic ocean, might not be entirely mythical? Because recently, scientists in India uncovered something buried for 47 million years. Something so massive, so powerful that it is now named Vasuki Indicus. And trust me, once you hear about it, you will never look at mythology the same way again. Since childhood, we have heard stories of Vasuki, king of Nagas, the serpent so mighty that even gods relied on him, a being who symbolized protection, power, and eternity. People often believed Vasuki was just a myth, a poetic imagination of ancient storytellers. But there was a strange question in the back of our mind. Why would so many cultures describe the giant serpent unless they had seen something? Some even said it looked like the remains of a giant crocodile. The bones were sorted away quietly, untouched for years. It almost as if these fossils were waiting patiently for the right time to reveal themselves. Years later, two paleontologists, Sunil Bajpai and Debajit Datta, took a closer look. As they examined the vertebrae, one thing became clear. These bones did not belong to any crocodile. They belonged to something far more massive. Each vertebra was huge, thick, and incredibly well preserved. Piece by piece, they reconstructed the creature, and then came to the moment every scientist dreams of. They realized they had discovered one of the largest snakes to ever exist on Earth. So what did this creature look like? It lived 47 million years ago. It stretched between 36 to 50 feet. It weighed nearly 1000 kilos. Its body was broad, muscular and powerful. It wasn't venomous. It was a constrictor like a giant python. Imagine a snake so long it could cover the length of a bus. Imagine a body so thick you couldn't wrap your arms around. This wasn't fast hunter. This was a silent ambush predator, a patient shadow in the swamps of ancient India. It lived in a world that was warmer, wetter and full of crocodiles, turtles and early whales. A world where a monster of this size could thrive. When the scientists calculated its size and nature, they felt something familiar. This wasn't just a giant snake. This was the kind of creature ancient people would have feared. And that's why the team decided to give it a name that matched its mystery, Vasuki Indicus. It is incredibly rare for science to use names for mythology. But here, the resemblance was simply too powerful to ignore. Now, does this prove the mythological Vasuki existed exactly as described? Of course not. Legends add their own magic, but it proves something even more fascinating. Ancient India was home to giant serpents, snakes so big, so terrifying that they could easily inspire myths passed down for thousands of years. Think about it. When early humans saw a snake longer than a house, how would they describe it? As a monster, a god, a protector, a curse? Stories travel through time, reality becomes myth, myth becomes culture. Sometimes we forget the real creature that started it all. This fossil doesn't just tell us about an ancient snake, it gives us a glimpse into how mythology may reflect real animals that once existed. It confirms that India had one of the largest snakes ever discovered. It helps scientists understand how snakes evolved and why they reached such sizes. And for us, it connects science with stories we grew up listening to. It shows that our ancestors were not just storytellers, they were observers of nature, recording their fear and wonders in the form of gods and legends. So, was Vasuki real, the divine serpent, the cosmic churning rope that remains in the world of faith? But the earth has now revealed a truth. There was a giant serpent in India, a powerful ancient creature worthy of the name Vasuki, and perhaps the myths were never just myths. Maybe they were echoes of a world that once belonged to giants.